Welcome back to the Rocket League OCE Championship League Play 1. My name's Hysterix. That's Tom Curry-Lord Snedden, David Yummy Cheeseman Lane. I thought you'd give you their full names, just so after this you could look them up. However, with Tainted Minds and Jam Gaming, this is the final match to finish us off for the day. And these are two tight teams once again.
Yeah, Jam Gaming's always an interesting one to watch because you don't know how they're going to be on the day.
Yeah, Jam Gaming, they've come through, they've kind of picked up a big rookie Decker from the scene and showed that they can really perform with him. Last season in the OCE Open Series, we weren't sure if they were going to go all the way to the top or where they went to, they fell down to the bottom of the ladder.
That's right, with these newer players coming into these teams, or should I say more likely Jam, I mean, the opportunity at $25,000 US prize pool, it's like, wow, we're in the big leagues now.
Yeah.
I hate when you do that so much. Oh, let me read this out for you. $8,250. No. But with such a big opportunity now for players like Decker and Walcott, these two teams, and of course I'm going to include Jules in there as well, these two teams can now step up and turn their dreams into a reality.
And it's really important that you get into the top 6 as well. I mean, you saw the prize pool steps up every time. So not only does top 6 get you into that top 6 playoff, but it also guarantees you some level of prize pool above that 7 and 8 spot.
And I think for Tainted Minds, it's not just about like the money. I think for them, returning to RLCS and getting a performance that not only gives them the Twitter followers, but actually gives them, you know, the credibility as being one of that strong team OC is represented by is really important.
Of course, CJ only cares about Twitter followers, right?
Bango as well. He needs to go back. He sat on the sidelines last season. He was desperate to go. He saw other people fulfilling his dreams, and then Decker, brand new, alongside Walcott, who was fairly fresh last season. Now it's their season to really see if they can shine, and I don't think they've really had the chance to truly prove themselves yet.
And they got the depth of talent, right? Bango has been famous in the OCE scene.
Well, he's been really
working MVP last week.
He's been working really hard.
Yeah, like he's a big deal.
He took time off, but he didn't sit on his backside. He came through. He's been practicing his mechanics day in, day out, and he really has seen that improvement.
But
yeah,
noticeably. Like Jules, gentlemen, we got to remember that Jules is also another newbie in the sense that he hasn't been a permanent on this Tainted Minds roster.
He actually played Season 3 last year, the off-season tournament, the Rocket League Challenge, but he was their sub at the time, and for the OCE Championship, it was CJ coming back in. So Jules hasn't played on such a big stage before.
Yeah, so he's kind of a rookie, like a bit of a day walker of the rookies, where he's kind of been on the team, but hasn't had the time.
I beg your pardon, Corey. I was going to say that Tainted Minds now, with this newer roster, I mean, they're still a dominant team. So, Yummy, starting with you, do you think that Jam is just a stepping stone for them?
I think Tainted Minds have got it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. CJ promised me he'd win this game, and like if he lies to me,
are you colluding?
No. I was in chat. I was like, CJ, how are you gonna go, babe? And he's like, 3-0 easy. And like, why would he lie? What would he have to gain? This is the internet. Who lies?
Yeah, well, look, Tainted Minds is gonna sit pretty with all of us. I'm also gonna join on that. Usually I would go for Jam, but I just think that Tainted Minds are just a step above, and Jam Gaming are going to struggle maybe in this league play with so many dominant teams. However,
it could be their chance to really prove themselves.
It really could. So, prove me wrong and we'll see how we go. But we are about to jump into game number 1. Yummy will disappear and we will jump into the last series of League Play 1. And hopefully we get to see maybe a Tainted Minds that, you know, is dominant. Or we get to see a Jam Gaming that surprises us. Either way, I'm happy. Game 1, here we go. Tainted Minds and Jam Gaming.
Yeah, I think Tainted Minds always is the case. So they're never bad. Like, even when Tainted Minds are off, they're still pretty golden. So I think because of that, they're going to be in a pretty comfortable position. Jam Gaming has some great individual talent, but it's how they come together.
Oh, Decker with the solo play, a little
nice
bit wide. Bango now sets it up. Walcott in here as well. Jam Gaming, the first goal is theirs.
Yeah, the rookies are coming through. Walcott, Rookie of the Year last year, an absolute monster. And the supporting cast of Bango, the Bang God, and Decker up and coming with that great dribble. It's a solid showcase.
That's what Jam Gaming need. Put Tainted Minds ahead early, and TM might just fall behind further than they currently are. CJ, excuse me, will not win that kickoff, but it goes over to Kami. Kami has actually just set it up for Jules. Playing a lot around this midfield right now. Jules tries to dribble, but it's taken away by Bango. Jam Gaming in the past, the organization has really produced some decent players, or the players have been attached to it have been really decent. And now they've got another chance. Ball sent it away. CJ over to Jules. Kami now comes in, tries to get it away from Bango. CJ with a good angle. This will actually be perfect to dunk down, but Deca getting there first.
Yeah, it's going to be one of these games that I think even though they're down 1 goal, Tainted Minds likes to play fast and aggressive. Ooh, it is up. Shots able to come through. Is there a follow-up? Cameraman, don't let us down.
Oh, Bango was so damn close there. Walcott brings it back down. Jam Gaming really bootlegging this game. And if you want a second copy, you're going to have to ask them later. The thing is that Jam had the first goal. And remember that, yeah, I know that didn't make much sense. Remember that Tainted Minds will be counted out. Big demolition. That's over to Walcott. Kami's up. Jules over to the side. It's going to hit the corner. Kami is waiting patiently, but Bango, he sent the ball over to Deca. Hits the roof. Back down. Tainted Minds on the defensive once again. Deca tries to center it, but it's stolen with a big clear from Jules. Reached out by Bango. Jules again, but this time it's a pass over to Kami.
Yeah, good read in the midfield, knowing that if they want to keep possession, they need to have a safe player sitting in their back reactionary, and Bango, a player that is able to dribble it back forward if he catches it in the midfield. It's an excellent choice.
Jules over to the side, gives possession over to Bango, but Walcott tries to be slippery with it. Deca, Jules now off the roof, pops it over. There's a good pass, CJ. Little wide, that's all right if we say. It's all right, boys, we'll get him next time. 3 minutes, taken away by Kami. Getting pushed up by Tainted Minds, and they're starting to put the pressure on. Jules missing that shot, that's not good, because Walcott, free reign, but well blocked by CJ.
The interesting thing that comes out of these rosters is Tainted Minds love their fast plays, they love their fast passes. They're just a high-scoring team, but they're also scored upon quite highly. But Jam Gaming has a great set of dribblers. So if they get in that 1v1 situation, they can just run away with it.
Well, Korea, the thing is here, Tainted Minds are always that team that are just like, hey, they're fast. They want to play against your speed. And sometimes when we see Tainted Minds in their warm-up game in the start of a series, they're like, oh, they're a little bit slower than usual.
Yeah. And you know Jules is going to cop it whenever anything goes wrong. Like, regardless of whose fault. You just know Jules is getting chewed out in
I think we've
calls.
watched too much streams like CJ and listened to Kami just rip into him. And poor Jules, you know, he has some great moments, but like you said, well, he's going to cop it. 2 minutes remaining, Tainted Minds behind 1 goal. Deca blocking that one nicely, gets a clear back over to the side of Jules. It goes over the top, and Deca trying to read the angle, but reads a little bit too far down. Now for Walcott, he waits back. He's staying in defense, like we've seen him many times before. Jules not getting it past, and the Tainted Minds, Jam Gaming looks like they're struggling a little bit against the old Jam Gaming lineup in game 1. Minute 30 remaining.
And I think they did manage to sneak in a warm-up game. I did see Jules log on to Rocket League an hour or 2 earlier. So I'm assuming they used that time wisely.
Well, you got 1 game today, and you definitely need to. Warming up is really, it's not really anything, but we say that a lot. CJ getting sneaky off the roof. The ball is not going to go in. Jules knows that. Able to get back now from the back wall. Sneaks it over. CJ reading well, but stolen. Jules now off this wall. A minute remaining. Jam Gaming looking quite comfortable, but 1 play. Tainted Minds now off the roof. CJ's there to lock it in, but it's not done just yet. In comes Kami. Trying to intercept and locate that ball. He's found it, but he hasn't found where to put it. 45 seconds left remaining. Setting upfield again. Jules, he's getting up for the ball, but it's stolen away. CJ rotates back. Walcott hanging around. Bango there for the shot. Demolition onto CJ. CJ, which is quite rude, but Kami nonetheless. Oh, that's a bit dangerous. Sends it away by CJ. Kami back up for the ball. Centers it, but it's too far forward. Tainted Minds have got 20 seconds left remaining.
Yes, they're struggling, and it's a little bit of a surprise. You see going into this game, everyone at the desk thinking Tainted Minds going to be pretty clean, taking this away from Jam Gaming, who struggled in the off-season to even qualify for top 4. Tainted Minds slowly being taken apart.
This is a passing play. This is what we wanted to see, Korea.
This is what we needed from them, and this is what they're famous for. The pass plays involving Kami, typically CJ as well, but Jules is not afraid to step up to the plate and help out because he's played with these guys so much. Because as the sub, way back when they were Pale Horse, they used to bring him into the roster quite frequently.
That is a 1-2-3 as clean as I've seen it in a long time. It's as good as down home cooking. 3 seconds, Bango. This is Jam, actually, if they're able to find this. Hoy! Overtime it is.
Spicy.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, you put 1 chili in, that's good, but 2, a little bit too much. Bango, now off the kickoff, will play it slow. CJ comes in hard like a gorilla on antacids. Jules pushing the ball up the field. Tainted Minds off this left-hand wing. Ball come to a slow. CJ with the angle off that wall. Walcott now has to play it even slower. But he pops it up over to Decker. The pass, read by Jules.
Yeah, the possession is back to Jam Gaming, who will now have another opportunity to push forward. But it's whether or not Tainted can start to get those clears and see another one of those pass plays come out of them, because it was devastating.
30 seconds into overtime. Decker now on the defensive still. Mango passing it up. Kami actually not getting a good read on that one. Decker for the corner. Will be waiting. Bumps Jules out of the way. Bullies him and says, get off my turf. Unfortunately, the grass was just mowed, so can't have any interruptions. Kami now sending it over. Decker off that back. 50 seconds into overtime, and Tainted Minds, they look like they're starting to push up the field more. One big play, however, from Jam Gaming, and that could be it.
Yeah, I'm wanting to see more out of CJ. CJ, he just hasn't had the opportunities to get those big bangers that he's famous for. He's an offensive powerhouse, one of the top shooters in the entire region. Highest shot percentages as well, highest goal scoring. He's in the top 3 for all of them, but he's really struggling to even get shots this game.
CJ playing dangerous in front of net, gets it over one, not the second. The ball gonna hit that backboard, but directed away by Jules. Bango now waits. He gets it over, almost pinches it out of that corner, but this is good defense from Tainted Minds. How long can they hold? Decker comes in strong, dodges away from that demo. Walcott keeps it around this corner. In fact, this touch will set it up, and Bango's there. Hits the crossbar. Decker to finish, but it's blocked again.
This is a scary moment for them. The goal is
Oh,
open
no!
in the nick of time. Bango sneaking it past the Tainted Minds defense.
So game one goes to Jam Gaming after a minute 45 in overtime, and Bango hits the beautiful angle that just gives him more praise to his name. Well done to Bango and Jam Gaming. Well done for game one.
You got to give Bango the respect. You can't assume just because he's stuck in that corner that he won't make the shots. History has said otherwise. The man is a freak.
So Jam Gaming taking game one. You got to remember that Tainted Minds, this is an RLCS team with one change, and that is Jules. This is an RLCS team that is consistently top 2. Tainted Minds are an invited team, and Jam Gaming just took them down with what looked like comfortable progression in game one.
Yeah, 10 shots to what was it, 3?
Yeah, that's right. And even though it went to overtime, Jam Gaming still looked more comfortable than Tainted Minds.
Yeah, and this is 3 shots, or whatever the number was. I believe it was around 3. Coming out of a team like Tainted Minds. This is not 3 shots coming out of like Conspiracy or like Masterminds, or one of these teams that likes to sit like 3 men back or 2 men back and like let someone score on them and hope for the counterattack.
For reference for anyone who's tuning in, we had this team in OCE called Conspiracy Esports, and they liked the net so much that they built a tent and then they cooked from home every single day.
And then every day they'd send out Walcott, and Walcott would occasionally win them a game.
It'd be like, go get goals for daddy.
Yeah, and then Walcott is now the player on Jam Gaming, and he's one of the terrifying guys. And the reason that he's so good and got picked up by Jam is because he is a player that can just go out. You can send him out of the wilderness, send him in, see the bears, he'll fight them for it, and he can scavenge enough to support a whole team.
Yeah, and now Walcott is proving why he's in this team. Jam Gaming taking game one. This denies, again, expectations, and we are just waiting for a player to get back into game, so just stick with us for a second, and we'll be jumping into game 2. But overtime, that is the closeness of it all. And in game number 2, as we jump in, Tainted Minds, they have something big to do. Not even game. Walcott, there's no one left on the pitch, and he's decided to shoot it anyway.
That's what we said, Walcott, right? He's the guy you just bring out on his own.
He's the only guy. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave the game. I'm sorry, I get into my casting position over there.
Yeah, we start to walk around, give a little face scratch.
I walk all the way over here for context, and I kind of just like, I walk back and forth, because I just don't know where I want to stand. And Korea just stands there, like, trying to talk to me, like, hey, Hysterics, let's cast together. I'm like, yeah, man, cool story. Yeah, cool story. However, Korea, as we jump into this next game.
He's not kidding. And he goes over and like rubs the wall a bit. He's like, damn, this wall feels real good.
That backdrop feels really good, by the way. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's like...
I'm going to take your word for it. I've never rubbed out backdrops.
Well, you're in for a treat when you do. Actually, I'll let you do it after the match, all right?
You know what? You can have it. I don't need this in my life.
Now, we are just getting players reconnecting into the match, but when we do, Game 2 awaits us. And Jam Gaming being up 1, we talked about confidence boosts throughout the day, and I think this especially going up against Tainted Minds, when in the past, it's been like, you win 1 against Tainted Minds, and you're like, Tainted Minds are falling down. We have an opportunity to really create an upset here.
Yeah, the weird thing about Tainted Minds is when they lose, they don't normally get like blown out, kind of like that was with 3 shots. Tainted Minds losing normally means the score is like 7-4. Tainted Minds is on 4 because they just went way too deep.
Yeah.
Got a couple of great goals, but they like conceded the ability to defend because they went so heavy on the offense and trying to make those shots and those pass plays. But we just saw them completely locked out, unable to take shots, unable to make the passes.
Yeah, and they have, and I dare say that, you know, since we had Jules in, it's just that struggle to change and the roster to, I guess, continue improving. And I know you're smiling because you're like, you're blaming Jules, aren't you?
I love how you're just like slowly like walking him up to be beheaded.
I'm really not, because I think that Tainted Minds are a very different team and they're still fast, but let's see how that change comes through. Jam Gaming, they're 1 game up, and unfortunately Walcott, he doesn't get the first goal. Yet. We'll find out. That ball has actually slipped in, and it's Decker who gets the first goal.
I really hope that just didn't come off Jules.
No, I don't think it did, but actually CJ was a... Oh no. I'm so sorry. First goal going to Jam Gaming. You know, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Who's to say? Who's to say?
Who's to say? But he's pushed off strong, allowing them to try build the pressure in the midfield. But the Bango is just going to try and make it happen and put Tainted Minds straight on the back foot.
This is off the back ball. This is unprotected. Kami had the angle but didn't find the shot. CJ now setting it up for Jules and for Tainted Minds. I believe that would have been a shot in any other world, but Jam Gaming hold out.
Yeah, it was a great shot there by Jules. If only the Jam Gaming defense wasn't ready for it, and if they had more follow-up as well. Coming off the back of a shot like that, you can start to build the pressure play, which they're trying to do, but it looks like they're going to concede it by getting it past CJ.
Well, not just yet, because Bango, oh no, goes past Kami, and now this is it. Jam Gaming push it on the offense. Jules back in defense. Walcott is going to meet with Jules. Like the happy mask guy in The Legend of Zelda. Right now, Jam Gaming, they've got that smirk. They've got that look on their face. Bango sending it away. No one in defense. Kami can't save it.
Yeah, Bango letting out the Song of Storms as he punishes Tainted Minds and then just brings them down with that 2-0 lead.
2-0 up, Jam Gaming. We may have bet on the wrong horse, Courier. And I tell you what, doesn't matter if it's on a tortoise or doesn't matter if it's got humps. Either way, that horse is looking good. Minute has passed, 2 goals up. Jam Gaming to push through already. That backboard defended by CJ.
Yeah, this is so... wow, the shot from Kami. Kami is regarded as one of the best players in OCE, period.
Yeah.
So you can expect him to be able to do these great plays off the big setups. He can play the angles, he can do the passes. He's typically not the player to always take the shots, but when he does, boy, does he make it look flash.
That was a huge counterplay coming through from Tainted Minds, and now 1 goal away. And I think it's a very tricky game for Tainted Minds right now, because it does look like they're struggling, but I think Jam just weren't expecting that shot.
Yeah, you don't normally expect backboard defense to be the big offensive play of the match.
Jules getting demoed by Bango. Decker now waiting. Kami might be setting this one up, but it's going to be a slow pass back into center field. Cleared all the way down. Walcott off the backboard, but CJ touches it first. All the way back down again. Decker going to leave it. Now hit it off the wall. Jules doesn't read it, but Kami does. Sent it over to CJ. CJ, no one in defense though, and that would have been a free goal.
And that's the way they normally get scored upon when they're behind. They normally get too aggressive, all 3 of them running forward, and they get punished because they're overly aggressive, too many risks. Not today.
Kami waits back off the wall. This is what he does, sets it up, but he didn't even touch that ball. Jules now doesn't have too much boost, sends it over to CJ. CJ, but away by Bango. Kami, in he comes. The ball should be dropping in front of net. Jules is here. Let's not remember, folks, that Tainted Minds have been to RLCS, and this is Jam Gaming just stepping up. League play week 1. Many weeks to go, but this is where they start. CJ, great pass over to Jules, and it's interrupted, intercepted, and taken away. CJ goes up for the ball. Bango coming back as well, and will be able to slip through, but Bango in the right place at the right time. Drift with the ball, dribble it downfield.
Yeah, it's that awkward moment because Tainted Minds are famous for that aggressive 50-50s. They come up and take the challenges and pre-jump like no other team would choose to do. But Jam Gaming have such good dribblers that when it comes to the situation where you go for that 50-50, they can feint you out and they can get it past you in ways that you normally wouldn't expect.
You can imagine the return for a team like Jam Gaming, Bango, Decker, Walcott, all 3 players that we haven't seen enough of, because 2 of them haven't been in the scene that long, and the third has just been out for a while, and now Jam Gaming up a goal, holding on the defense of Tainted Minds. A minute 50 remaining, and Jules has to get back. Decker follows the ball, and Jules reads it well. A minute 45 as we continue to get the ball out of this corner. Walcott steals it away, and a player who would never have thought, oh, I'm going to be going up against teams like Tainted Minds. It was a great defense from Kami. Time's running out. Tainted Minds still behind.
Maybe CJ meant they're going to get 3-0, is what he was trying to tell me.
Well, maybe. We'll have to find out. The only way we can is through time. Send the ball down the other side of the field, minute 15. Jules losing the ball away. Walcott playing it slow. Sending it down. Here's Jules. CJ is waiting around midfield. Kami sends it back up. Can't break through. This is a big issue for Tainted Minds. The ball gets sent away again. Kami narrowly saving it, but Walcott brings it down. And this should be a huge shot from Decker if he can control it. Now off the wall. Bit of boost. Hits the roof, and there's Walcott. But Jules is right dead center. Bango brings it back in. Walcott pops it through the middle. The defense is not there, or maybe it's not going to be there quick enough. Jules had the angle, and Kami now has to recover and get the ball the heck out of here. But Walcott, around the side we go.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for CJ to make the big flashy plays he's famous for, to run forward, get it past that defense, and just get those monster bangers. But he's really been struggling to get the control and the position and the time to be able to do so.
20 seconds remaining. Jam keeping it down this side of the field. The counterplay from Kami, getting it through. Jules now, big hit is going to come from the side wall, and doesn't look like they're going to push up. 10 seconds left remaining. CJ's here. Decker sends it away. Kami with the pass, but Bango, he ensures there's another goal, and game 2 is going to go to Jam.
Even though they just got scored upon, I did like the thought process of Tainted Minds, just getting aggressive, sending everyone in to just take that last opportunity to even it up. But Jam Gaming are just on fire and having none of it.
Well, Bango, he did go to RLCS Season 3, so before I do apologize when I was talking about rookies, okay, fair enough. But especially still Jam, you know, they're a team that have been off for a while because they're 3 players that have just come in and they've made such good synergy. Game 2, going to Jam. They're 1 away from 3-0ing Tainted Mind.
Yeah, this is exactly what CJ told me was going to happen, right? He said it's going to be a 3-0. So it's all checking out.
At least he was right. There are no donuts there, but Tainted Minds, they're struggling a little bit here, Korea. I just want to point out I get 12 ping, by the way, at home. However...
Wow, it's a big deal in Australia.
Yeah, I get 12 ping. However, for Tainted Minds, you know, there is always the ability to come back. But I guess I'm going to ask Korea, how?
I want to see them take shots. Like, obviously they're struggling to. But I think it's just a case of the individual 1v1 mechanics of the other rosters. You're like Bango, who is famous for dribbling. Walcott, who single-handedly brought his team from league play and got pretty much every goal they scored and got Rookie of the Year. So Walcott's pretty good at the 1v1s. And then you're adding their new player as well, Deco, who's making a great showing for himself. Yep. I think that's a big problem that Tainted Minds has, is each of these players individually can and happily will run up and challenge, because that's what they've always done. Where Tainted Minds is famous for being like, you know what, there's a player coming at me, I'm just going to run as fast as I can, win this challenge, or at least get it into a position where we can push forward.
Which they don't win the challenge.
You know, and they're just not winning them anymore. They're versing the team that's like, yeah, I'm used to like having no teammates, so I got this.
So the testament is, again, to the team like Jam Gaming, who are just improving day by day, series by series. We have a league play that is so tight, and I don't think there's really any definitive spots for RLCS yet. There's not a team we're saying, hey, they're going to RLCS. I mean, the Chiefs, they still sit on top of that pyramid, but that's something we'll discuss a little bit later. Close save, but that one's locked in. Bango. Jam Gaming get the first goal again.
Yeah, just running straight through them as well. Seeing Decker run his circles around these guys, he pulled out 3 defenders. Think about that, right? You have the rookie who's coming into league play this season, going up against the RLCS roster of Tainted Minds, and beats all 3 of them out.
No dramas whatsoever. No walkers, that's the way. Decker off the corner, Jam sitting ahead so comfortably. Tainted Minds, under the ball they go. Jules there, off the corner. It's centered, but CJ comes in. Jules sending it upfield. And this is Jam Gaming still holding out. Who would have thought that get to the point where it's match point for Jam Gaming. A much stronger roster over the top of Decker. Jules came in. Walcott follows the ball. Jam still pushing up so aggressively. like you said, Korea, still winning these challenges, still winning out of the ball. CJ up for it, over to Jules. Decker's there. Kami trying to read it. A great angle will hit that backboard, but it's sent away.
Yeah, and Deck just taking out the offense, slowing the game down just by getting those demolitions. And Tainted Minds are now going to have to try again to start up a pass play because they're definitely having no opportunity for pressure.
Big clear from Bango, read by Kami. Walcott reads it better. That's going in.
Another case. The guys are just too fast for them. The 1v1 players and the talent there from Jam Gaming is just showcasing that you can beat out the aggressive guys. You just got to be faster.
Every single time Jam feel like they're beating out the members of Tainted Minds. And 4 minutes remaining. What an issue this is. Tainted Minds, could they get 3-0'd by Jam Gaming? An issue, but such a celebration for Jam if they can pull this off. Bango off this corner, the center's there for Decker. Out of the corner again, an upset created in the making here. Decker finds the third. It's starting to look like this upset is going to happen, Korea.
Yeah, they are having someone else sapping all of it from the Speed Force because they're just not coping.
I am just wondering, Jam Gaming coming out of the woodwork, and right now performing like all hell has broken loose. They're going for it. Bango set up in position again. Decker doesn't win this one out. Walcott hanging back in defense. They just have to hold on. The onslaught starting from Kami. Jules trying to get Bango, sets it down. They bump him, but CJ is not coming up. Decker sends it down to the other side of the field. CJ hits it away, but Bango's still there. The shot hits the crossbar, but no walkers, I said, because Decker is hanging back and Tainted can't score off it.
They're just slowly getting locked out as well. And for Jam Gaming, this is one of the teams you need to beat out because they're the key contenders for making RLCS. So this is a big win, not just because they're beating Tainted, but they're beating one of the teams that is most likely to take the spot they want.
Jules to Kami. Kami sends it in, but Walcott unable to. CJ trying to get it back there, but it's saved away. And another moment where Jam Gaming are just holding on in such a dire place in front of the net. The ball doesn't go in, but taken away. Walcott sends it down. It's taken all the way back here, and Tainted Minds, they lose possession again until Jules has the shot saved away. Time and time again, CJ finally getting it.
Yeah, finally pushing one through. CJ getting himself onto the scoreboard, and may not be the way he'd like to have played today, but it's their chance to catch up and go for the reverse sweep.
So now for Tainted Minds, 2 goals separates them from Jam Gaming. If they got what it takes, Jam are still steamrolling here. Walcott is going to get over the top. Jules actually doesn't get to the ball. Saved away, CJ back in time. Missing the ball is Bango. Kami now passing it upfield. CJ rolling with it, takes the boost, but Decker gets it first. Kami away. Walcott, big clear, turns into a shot.
Yeah, it's that awkward moment where when your opponents are so much faster than you on the day, and you're giving them possession off the kickoff, and then having to fight so desperately with an all-in to get it back, you're just going to leave yourself open to the monster clears that Tainted Minds do get punished from when they're forced into that position.
Jam Gaming are still running away. That 3-goal gap has just come back. 2 minutes left remaining. Tainted Minds on the defensive here still. Jam, center. Going to be taken away by Kami, who's in defense. It's CJ coming in hot. Kami around the corner again. There we go. But Jules too far to the right. CJ now waiting patiently. Okay, Bango just going to look at it. Now sets it away. CJ up for the center. Walcott downfield, big clear.
Yeah, I think Bango was out of boost there, so he's just kind of sitting back waiting for the boost ball to spawn.
CJ now waiting back. Walcott. CJ going to play patiently. Gets up for the ball. Solo play. Gets bumped away, but this will set it up. Kami should be able to drop it in, but saved away by Bango. And this is time and time again. Jam Gaming pressing the heck out of us.
Yeah, and they've got pretty good backboard defense. The goal is now open. This is their opportunity to score, but slight positional problems will mean that that opportunity is lost. And when you're 3 goals down, you don't have the time to miss these opportunities.
Kami now has to go back into defense. Jam Gaming, they get it through him, but not through Jules. Still, pressure keeps getting applied. A minute left remaining, and I think Jam may have done enough here, Korea.
I don't know, I think it's over. The fat lady, I'm starting to hear her sing.
Well, it's just been Tainted Minds. Losing out to Jam has been a big surprise, probably the biggest upset. That one will go through. Yeah, 40 seconds, 2 goals to 4.
Yeah, damn. And Jules is the one scoring, though. I just want that on record.
We're going to try and save him, dude.
Yeah, I want to try save the boy.
But it's not over yet. Look, 40 seconds. With a bit of pressure applied, Tainted Minds can close this gap. Demolition comes in. That's Jules onto Decker. Kami knows that time is running out. Off the roof. Great touch over to Jules. Blocked by Bango. Maybe that was it. That was the equalizer. Bango now angling it in. And that is definitely the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, the Bang God, 5-2, 29 seconds left on the clock. Tainted Minds, I don't think they've even got 3 goals this entire series outside of this game. I don't think they can do it.
I think Jam Gaming, however, have just proved to us that league play is tighter than ever, and Jam have stepped up in this series more than I ever thought they would. And I'm very sorry for abandoning them in my predictions. I was going to pick them up, but I folded, and I went with Tainted Minds.
Yeah, you dogged your boy Walcott. You backed him all of last year.
And now, let him down. But for Jam Gaming, this means so much. Tainted Minds, so much more. Losing this game out. What is next for Tainted Minds? Jam Gaming. 3-0 against Tainted Minds. That was a very convincing win. And Jam Gaming, they move forward undefeated.
Yeah, 100% win rate and games and matches.
That's what you call getting your cake and eating it too. For Jam Gaming, they have so much damn cake right now. Tainted Minds, I'm not sure how I could look about that one, because Tainted Minds, I've seen more, I guess, impressive performances before.
I definitely agree. I think Tainted Minds didn't feel like a team at all. I mean, this should be a huge wake-up call for Tainted Minds. They, I think, were way overconfident.
Yeah.
Throughout coming in here, they made excuses for themselves with what I felt was not the best performance in the OCE Open series.
Yeah.
And they've continued that on. They need to step it up next week. They'll be happy that maybe they only had 1 series to play today.
Especially playing like that.
But Jam Gaming, on the same note, stepped up immensely. We saw big performances from Decker, which previously he was very quiet, and Walcott and Bango both really were able to just play clean and solid without making many mistakes.
Yeah, I reckon if you swapped all the names, I don't think I would have even noticed. And they beat Tainted Minds that convincingly that I think they have true potential to make the top 2 run.
Well, we really saw Walcott and Bango have a great sense of calmness and mind throughout that series to, go for those big clears, go for the shots, take their time, and it worked out every single time against a Tainted Minds team that were all seemingly in the same position on the pitch.
But it still makes it so damn exciting, because now Jam Gaming, they've tightened up league play, and our standings are closer than ever. With Darksided, that is a 2-series win. Legacy as well. It is super close.
Yeah, Legacy are on the top and the bottom here, and that is a fantastic effort by them, managing to be in 2 places at the same time.
The best and the worst.
But Legacy had a huge day. Jam had a huge day. There's been a lot more separation already. And even Jam Gaming they've put themselves into a position where I can't see them not coming in the top 6.
Yeah, you pretty much want it in at this point. Because if you can beat out Tainted, that's one of the teams that you need to, or you kind of expect to have
They
the
didn't
win
just beat Tainted, they 3-0'd.
Yeah.
But in convincing, like a 3-0 against Tainted Minds, for a team like Jam Gaming, do you remember when we were talking off stage, we said, look, Jam might be maybe in the bottom 4, like not like teams like Legacy Esports and our top 3 at the moment. So for Jam, this is a great start.
It is a huge start. The entire pyramid of the Chiefs at the top with 3 contenders. It's been flipped. Jam has made it up into that extra spot. And I'm looking forward to future weeks where we find out who else is able to take games and series off those top teams.
Yeah, like Love Decks, right? They may be 3-2.
They had a 0-2.
Yeah.
But they had done so well against Darksided and Chiefs.
And Throwdown always goes to the last positions coming down to tiebreakers. And because the scene is so tight, I wouldn't be surprised if we've got like a 4-way tiebreaker this time that we see Love Decks come out on top of because of those extra 2 games and the extra 2 games.
It is so tight. However, we have to look at our MVP. And of course, this is the part where we do our MVP, brought to you by Omen by HP.
It was a huge effort. It was so close picking who the MVP was, but For the performance across the entire day, the MVP has to go to Delusion. He was sick. He got so many goals. But most importantly, he was involved in the assists, in the saves, 44% shot percentage. And he was instrumental as one of the rookies of the OCE Championship.
I'd say it's instrumental. Yeah, instrumental before even considering the fact he's a rookie. Like, imagine if you're buying players in the way like soccer teams and stuff do, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a rookie. He has a 44% shot percentage. He's probably got one of the best shooting
I'd
in the
take
entire
Delusion
league.
anytime.
Oh my god.
Anytime, and that is why he is our MVP of the week, brought to you by Omen by HP. But again, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here today. Yummy Cheese Man and Courier Lord. However, we do have EU coming up next, Yummy.
So for those of you who are watching, obviously this is the end of the day for the OCE League play. We'll be back next week at 12 at the same time, 11 a.m.
Yes.
But EU beginning tomorrow on the twitch.tv/Rocket League channel. So make sure you tune in at what is 3 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and I think it's 4 p.m. for UTC. So if you're from Europe and you're from North America, you'll have an appropriate time.
Perfect.
If you're from OCE, make sure you're tuning in at the middle of the night.
I'm sure people will be staying up late anyway. A big thank you to these gentlemen again, and we will be back with you next weekend at 11 a.m. for League Play 2. We'll see you then.